Hello everyone, let me introduce my name. My name is Erangga Saputra, my student number 2061-2006. Here, I wanna explain material about or review material about assessing grammar, reading, speaking, writing, and listening. So first of all, I wanna explain the material about assessing reading. So what is assessing reading? The meaning, assessment of reading ability does not end with the measurement of comprehension. The most essential skill for success in all educational contexts remains a skill of paramount importance as we create assessment of general language ability. Two primary obstacles must be cleared in order to become efficient readers. First is be able to master fundamental bottom-up strategies for processing superior letters, word and phrases, as well as top-down, conceptually driven strategies for comprehension. Second, language reader must develop appropriate content and format schemata background, information and cultural experience to carry out truth interpretation effectively. Importance of genres of reading. It enables readers to apply certain schemata that will assist them in attracting appropriate meaning. Efficient readers also have to know what their purpose is in reading text, the strategies for accomplishing that purpose, and how to retain their information. The next is assessing grammar. What is assessing grammar? According to Larson Freeman 2009 yang dikutip dalam Newsett A 2013, in traditional approach untuk menilai grammar, pengetahuan dasar didefinisikan dalam hal produksi dan pemahaman yang akurat dan kemudian dinilai melalui 4 keterampilan. Designing assessment types of grammar. The first is selected response, 2 limited production, and 3 is extended production. 5 characteristics to measure communicative grammar. The first is the test must provide more context than only a single sentence. 2. The test taker should understand what communicative purpose of the text is. 3. He or she should also know who the intended audience is. 4. He or she must have to focus on meaning and not form to answer correctly. 5. Recognize is not sufficient. The test taker must be able to produce grammatical responses. Assessing speaking. The type of assessing speaking. The first is imitation. 2. Intensive. Thirdly, responsive. 4. Interactive, and the last is extensive or monologue. The first is imitation. A speaking performance to simply imitate a word or phrase or perhaps a sentence. The second is intensive, a type of speech used in spoken language context designed to demonstrate competence in grammatical. 3. Responsive. This assessment covers interaction and understanding tasks at a somewhat limited level such as short conversation. 4 is interactive. The difference between responsive and interactive speaking is the length and complexity of the interaction, which sometimes involve multiple changes and or multiple participants. And the last is extensive or monologue. Extensive oral production that is include speeches, oral presentation, and storytelling. The next is assessing writing, genres of written language. The first is academic writing, like a paper and general subject report essay. The secondly is job-related writing, like message, letters, email, memos, interoffice report, evaluation, project reports. And thirdly is personal writing, like letters, email, greeting card, and mother's financial document. types of writing performance. Yeah, the first is imitative, the secondly is intensive or controlled, thirdly is responsive, and fourth is extensive. The first is imitative. This category includes the ability to spell correctly and to perceive phonemes, grapheme correspondence in the English spelling system. It is a level at which learners are trying to master the mechanics of writing. The second is intensive or controlled. Beyond the fundamental of imitative writing are skill in producing appropriate vocabulary within a context, collection, and items. The thirdly is responsive. Here, assessment tasks require learners to perform at limited discourses level, connected sentence into a paragraph, and creating a logically connected sequence of 2 or 3 paragraphs. And the last is extensive. Extensive writing implies successful management of all the process and strategies of writing of a purpose at the length of an essay, a term paper, a major research project report, or even a thesis. The next is assessing listening. The importance of listening. One of the reasons why listening is important is because listening is a part of speaking. One can speak starting from listening. Therefore, we need to pay attention to listening as a means of performance for assessment in the classroom. It starts with basic principles and types of listening and then moves on to tasks that can be used to assess listening. Basic type of listening. Designing appropriate assessment tasks in listening begin with the specification of objectives or criteria. These objectives may be classified in terms of several types of listening performance. Thank you everyone for watching. If I have many mistakes, I'm so sorry. Okay, that's all review my material. I'm so sorry if I have many mistakes. See you in the next my video.